Your brain is a 200,000-year-old piece of hardware, and you are trying to run modern finance on it. No wonder you're broke. Imagine a caveman dragging a credit card across a rock. That's basically you every time you open your banking app. The problem isn't that you are lazy or stupid or didn't read the right 10 money hacks to change your life blog post. The problem is that your brain wasn't designed for this world. Money today is abstract numbers on a glowing screen, decimals floating in cyberspace, invisible debt lines stretching across the planet. Your ancestors? They dealt with shiny rocks, dried meat, and don't starve before winter. Now you are expected to navigate compound interest, crypto scams, and tax brackets that would confuse Einstein. And it's not just you. Humans are universally terrible with money. We overspend, we undersave, and we keep inventing increasingly creative ways to go broke. From lottery tickets to payday loans to the guy who just remortgaged his house to buy AI coins, the pattern is always the same. Brains built for survival, hacked by a system built for profit. So today, let's dissect the psychology of why everyone, yes, everyone is bad at money. Meet your financial advisor circa 200,000 BC. His entire economic philosophy is based on one simple rule. Eat the berry now because tomorrow there might be a tiger on the berry bush. This is called present bias, and it's the reason you'd rather have $50 right now than $100 in a year. Your brain's discount rate is completely hyperbolic. A year might as well be a million years to your ancient neural circuitry. Why? Because for almost all of human history, the future was a luxury you couldn't afford. Living to see next season was the ultimate ROI. This is why your brain is chemically wired to prioritize immediate guaranteed rewards. That little hit of dopamine you get from an Amazon delivery isn't a bug, it's a feature. A feature that kept your ancestors alive long enough to procreate, but now just keeps you in a perpetual cycle of buying crap you don't need with money you don't have. It's why you scroll through TikTok instead of learning about index funds. The gratification is instant. The payoff for financial literacy is distant, abstract, and frankly a little boring. Your brain would rather have the certainty of a mediocre now than the possibility of an amazing later. It's the same logic that makes you hit snooze for an hour. Sure, future, you will be a stressed, rushing mess. But present you gets 9 more minutes of warm, cozy bliss. And in the battle between present you and future you, present you always wins. Because, and this is key, present you is the one holding the phone and making the decisions. Future you is a fictional character your brain can't even be bothered to care about. It's a financial version of Stockholm Syndrome, where you're held hostage by the dumbest version of yourself. But it's not just about the desperate, primal grab for immediate rewards. Your brain is also pathologically terrified of losing what it already has. This is loss aversion, the universe's way of ensuring you'll make terrible, emotionally driven financial decisions. Studies show the pain of losing $100 is psychologically about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. Your brain doesn't see a dollar sign, it sees a threat level. This is why you will drive across town to save $10 on a $50 item. But you wouldn't make the same trip to save $10 on a $1,000 purchase. The amount is the same, but the perceived threat isn't. Your brain's risk assessment department is run by a paranoid caveman who thinks every shadow is a predator. This innate flaw blossoms into its most financially destructive form, the sunk cost fallacy. This is the irrational urge to throw good money after bad, because you have already invested so much. You've already paid for the ticket, so you sit through the terrible movie. You have already spent 2 years on a degree you hate, so you commit to a miserable career. You hold on to a plummeting stock, not because the fundamentals are good, but because selling it would mean making the loss real. You'd have to admit to yourself that the caveman was wrong, and his fragile ego would rather ride that stock all the way to zero than face that brutal truth. You are not investing, you are avenging. You are trying to get back at the market for disrespecting your initial decision. It's financial tribalism, where the portfolio is your tribe, and every loss is a personal insult. This is why people double down on bad bets, why they refuse to cut their losses, and why they will set their money on fire just to prove a point to absolutely no one. So if our brains are so flawed, why don't we just learn? Why does the cycle continue? Because money was never just about utility. It's the ultimate social scoreboard. Enter the demon of comparison. You aren't just buying a car, you are buying a place in the hierarchy. This isn't a rational market, it's a high school cafeteria, and you are desperately trying to avoid sitting alone. Your brain is hardwired to constantly compare your lot to the tribes, a mechanism that ensured cohesion and status when we lived in groups of 150. Now your tribe is 7 billion people on the internet. You are not comparing your cave to the one next door. You are comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. This is why $1 million salary in Silicon Valley can feel like poverty, and why a teacher making 50 grand can feel like a king if they are surrounded by the right people. Your brain doesn't measure your wealth. It measures your distance from the people you see every day. And this is where logic goes to die, giving birth to the Veblen effect. This is the perverse economic phenomenon, where demand for a thing increases as its price rises, completely violating the law of demand. A Rolex isn't valuable because it tells time better. It's valuable precisely because it's obscenely expensive. Its only true function is to broadcast that you can afford it. It's a tribal signaling device. You are not paying for a handbag. You are paying for the exclusive right to tell everyone else they can't have it. This is the engine of lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, and instead of investing the difference, you upgrade your car, your apartment, your shoes, not because you need to, but because you now can, and everyone must know. You are sacrificing invisible wealth, your actual net worth, for visible status. You are literally spending your financial security to make strangers think you are financially secure. It's a performance where the ticket price is your future. Now take every single one of these beautifully documented cognitive flaws, the desperation for now, the terror of loss, the hunger for status, and realize something terrifying. You are not operating in a neutral environment. You're a glitchy, vulnerable player in a game meticulously designed by experts who have read all the same psychology papers. Your bugs are not secret. They are the entire business model. The entire financial and consumer landscape is a minefield of weaponized behavioral science. Those buy now, pay later options at checkout. That's not convenience. That's a precision airstrike on your present bias, surgically removing the future consequences of a purchase. The casino with no clocks and the free-flowing drinks. That's a laboratory-grade environment, engineered to exploit loss aversion and keep you chasing your losses. The influencer shilling a luxury brand on Instagram. That's not a person, that's a delivery mechanism for social comparison. A highly targeted ad making you feel poor, so you'll spend money to feel rich. The entire attention economy is built on a currency of dopamine hits, training you to value immediate shallow rewards over long-term growth. The system isn't broken, it's functioning perfectly. It's designed to turn your psychological vulnerabilities into a predictable, monetizable stream of revenue. You are not just bad at money, you are playing a rigged game against opponents who can see your cards, control the deck, and change the rules, while you are still trying to figure out how to hold your chips. Your brain is the product, and the price is your financial future. So what's the solution? Do we just accept our fate as financially illiterate monkeys with credit scores? Well, you could try to become a perfectly rational economic android, but that sounds exhausting. Instead, just hack the caveman. Your brain is a buggy operating system, so stop trying to rewrite the code and just install some patches. First, automate everything. You can give in to present bias if the money vanishes into your 4 or 1K before your dopamine receptors even know it's payday. Make saving and investing the default, the path of least resistance. Outsource your willpower to a computer script because your biological willpower is busy wanting to buy a drone. Second, reframe the losses. Instead of seeing a market dip as a terrifying catastrophe, see it as a fire sale. Your loss-averse brain screams danger, but the rational part knows that's when you are supposed to be buying. It's like trying to pet a snarling dog. It feels wrong, but sometimes it's the right move. Third, and this is the most important one, curate your tribe. If social media is making you feel poor and inadequate, your solution isn't to make more money, it's to unfollow those people. Seriously, just hit the button. Your brain is comparing you to an algorithmically generated highlight reel of the world's most conspicuous consumers. The easiest way to win that game is to refuse to play. Finally, just pay yourself first. Before the money can be lost, before it can be spent on status symbols, just take a chunk off the top and pretend it never existed. Your present biased, loss-averse, status-seeking brain won't even miss it. It's the financial equivalent of hiding vegetables in a kid's meal. You are not beating the system, you are just tricking the dumbest part of yourself into not sabotaging you. It's not about being a genius, it's about being a slightly more clever monkey. So the grand takeaway from all this isn't some secret investment strategy. It's a simple, sobering dose of self-awareness. You are not a rational actor. You are a beautifully complex collection of biological impulses, stumbling through a financial world designed to prey on every single one of your weaknesses. The goal isn't to become a perfectly optimized money-making robot. That's impossible. The goal is to understand the game is rigged, both by your own neurology and by the institutions that profit from it. The first step to being marginally better with money is to accept that you are fundamentally hilariously bad at it. Forgive yourself for the past financial idiocy. It was practically inevitable. Now, if you will excuse me, this video on financial psychology was brought to you by my incredibly rational decision to sponsor today's video with Raid Shadow Legends. Just kidding. But the fact that you tensed up for a second proves my point. We are all just one clever algorithm away from buying something stupid. Good luck out there. You are going to need it.
To the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweeting deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomach, son. Honestly, if you guys want to look at my eyes, you guys want to do something? That's what I thought. No, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.